am again. I actually want to keep laying in my bed today all day and underneath my blankets and just feel like disappearing, but I know that's not the way to do it, and I really wanted to connect with you too. And I saw all your messages. I got lots of response on my last video, and on the one hand it was very good, on the other hand very hard, and right now I'm just going to update you on everything that happened so you know where I'm standing right now. And yeah, still really need you guys because I feel quite desperate, and but I also want to share some positive things, like the quote today is going to be really good, so stay tuned for that. Okay, first an update. The negative things. I got a call from Rotterdam last week, and they told me that I would be welcome there within 2 or 3 weeks. But again, they made a mistake, and there was somebody else on the waiting list who was taken before me, and she got the place last week, and the head of the board there thought that would be my place. So then I would have been in the hospital already last week, and now it's not. So I have to wait for the next place, and that means another waiting list from 6 to 8 weeks. And when I heard that, I was just devastated, because I thought, how on earth am I going to stay alive for another 6 to 8 weeks? And I still don't know. I haven't got a clue. Right now, I keep it in the day. Some days I'm so desperate I can only cry, and sometimes it's just really like I want to scream all day, but I don't have the energy to do so. And on other days I just keep having faith and trying to be positive and focus on the small things and stay in the day and live as every day is my last. And it is, I know it is. So every day can be my last. Physically, they did my blood work a few times, and so I indeed have reactive diabetes. My liver and my pancreas aren't functioning well. They are overproductive, so hyperactive. And this might be something I have already had for a very long time, but never been discovered, because they always think it's my eating disorder. Now they did my blood work 3 times again to figure out if it's right, and the results were that way, that they constantly kept being the same. So now finally I got a referral to a hospital here nearby, and I hope I can get an appointment there ASAP, and then they can do more research on it, if this indeed is something I have longer, and if maybe it could be. I have never thought about it, but of course I had that perforation of my intestines when I was a child at 6, and it could be that either my pancreas or my liver or both have been damaged then too, and due to the operation, and that it's never been discovered before. So I haven't got a clue. I will see what the specialist will tell me, and on the one hand I hope that something gets out of there, because then I know a cause. And that is also why I am struggling with that diabetes right now, this badly, and it's getting worse. And about that, yeah, it's hard to cope with it. Maybe I can show you something. I will take you along with me, because I would also show you my hospital bed as promised. Last time I promised to do so. I will turn the camera then, and I hope you can hear me then talking. Oh, the light is very big. Well, this is my hospital bed now. It's standing in the middle of the room, as you can see. And my little lion is lying there as well. And here I have my stuff for the diabetes. You know, this is a pen there's a needle in it, and I can take my put that in my on my finger so I can have the blood. And this is like a little device you can use to measure your blood. You have to put the blood on here, and then it measures it itself. And I have to do that during the night to figure out how low my hypo is. Over there, that bag there, I have all kinds of foods in it, so then I can choose what I'm going to eat at night. And that is always a little different. It depends on how low my hypo is. So when I have a hypo that is not going down that quickly, then I just take something with something like cereals or something. And when it's very low and I have to get it up very quickly, then I have like dextro tablets or other sugary things which get my blood sugar up very quickly. And then after that I have to eat something else as well, so that I don't get another hypo afterwards. A second thing that is positive is besides that, because this is quite hard, because during the night I just couldn't sleep anymore because I was constantly half awake because I was scared of a hypo, because you can get into a coma and die from it when your hypo gets too bad. And a few times I even had a hypo from 1.4. Usually you get into coma below 1.5. So it was so scary. And now I have a new device. I have on my arm, I can't show it because there's a bandage around it, so you can't see it. But I have a sensor on my arm. That sensor is like a little coin, and it's stuck with a needle in my arm, and it measures my blood work 24/7. So my blood sugar level, etc. And I have an app on my iPhone, and then I can see constantly during the day how high or low my blood sugar is, and I can see every hyper I get and every hypo I get. And the best thing is I can put the alarms on at night, and so it will give an alarm when my hypo goes below 3.3, and the alarm is very loud. So then I can just wake up and eat something. And since I have that sensor on my arm, I can at least sleep a little at night. And that is really great. The downside is that the sensor is not as sensitive as just really your finger. It has a little difference, so it's often a little too high or too low. So it's not 100% trustworthy. But it gives a very good indication, and since the alarm goes off quicker than my lowest blood sugar level that I can take, it's much safer to use it. And usually it's only for people with diabetes 1, and of course it's not covered by the insurance, and of course it's very expensive, blah blah blah. So I had to choose to buy it and to do it this way. But at this moment, it is saving my life. So it's totally worth it. And I'm so thankful that this exists. So, and I also asked the hospital already if I'm allowed to take it with me or to do it there as well. And I didn't know if they know about it. So I will hear from them, because that would make it much easier at nights as well there. Because the app is connectable, for example, to the nurses. So they can see when I give them when I allow them to connect with my iPhone, they can see my blood sugar levels during the night as well. And when the alarm goes off, they can go to my room, and otherwise they can just relax, so it's really wonderful. So that was positive. One thing that happened, and that was also why I didn't post anything earlier, was I fell with my wheelchair. That has never happened before. But I really completely flipped over with my wheelchair, and I hurt myself quite badly. And I had bruises and wounds that were bleeding all over my body, and because the wheelchair flipped down on me when I fell off, it was just, I was disoriented, and it was just like screaming out of pain. And it took me at least 5 to 6 days to the wounds to heal, and I couldn't sit anymore. Lying on my bed hurt because there were wounds on my upper leg and my back, and yeah, it was a big mess. And I thought, my goodness, why does this happen to me now? You know, I was devastated with that as well. But you know something, I got through it. So now my wounds are pretty much healing, and it goes a little slower than for somebody who would be healthy, but they are healing, and I'm happy with that and thankful for that. I have a question to you guys as well, and it's very practical, so maybe you could tell me what you think about it. Because at this moment, I'm pretty stuck to my hospital food plan, and it's very, very, very boring. And it's okay, and it gives me some sense of peace. But on the other hand, I also noticed that it's hard for me to follow it. And sometimes I feel that I would like to eat something different. And also sometimes I feel like eating more, sometimes I feel like eating less. Now I know my body is not really trustworthy at this moment. So I was just thinking, I would like to take some different things and to see if that would make me feel like eating more. Because eating every day the same is not exactly helpful when you want to gain weight. And but my diabetes is also in my way, and I have all the knowledge of the world. You know, a lot of you already know that I'm certified scientific. How do you say that? I always forget the word in English. Nutritional scientist, sorry. But that knowledge is standing in my way, because of course I know what my body needs exactly, we know. But is it now better to just listen to my body and trust that my body knows better? Because I know knowledge is not everything. It's the wisdom. It's the wisdom that leads me further. But I also have an eating disorder, and I have my fears. So it's very hard to find out by myself when it is my eating disorder telling me to do something different, and when it's just my wisdom, inner wisdom, or my body telling me to do something different. And sometimes I can feel the difference, and sometimes I can't. So it's hard. So maybe you can tell me what you would do, and tell me about your experiences, about the difference to listening to your body, listening to your mind. And maybe I should not do that right now, but I would love to get your tips. And if you think I should stop following the food list 100%, then I'm just going to do some research for things I can eat with my diabetes and my intolerances, which are also foods I would enjoy more. Because, for example, I really miss my chocolate. And I would love to have that. And I know there are diabetes-friendly chocolates with the same calories, etc., but only with slow carbs, for example, instead of only quick carbs. So I would love to order some things like that, or yeah. But yeah, I would love to have your tips on that as well. Yeah. Okay, that was the update of the basics, but I also wanted to do the quote of the day, of course, and it was just a real good one today, and it gave me some strength and some, I don't know, it was just like firing or something, and I wanted to share that with you because, yeah, I'm in a position that I often don't have energy, and I'm very pessimistic and in a dark place, and like I said, want to crawl away in my bed and put a blanket over my face and just forget everything, and actually then just die, because when I don't get up and don't eat or don't do anything, then that is the result. But as you know, I also want to live so badly. And Oh yeah, one thing I get a lot of questions about, do you really want this? Do you really want this? I want to recover so badly that it hurts. I want it so, so badly. But I can't explain that an eating disorder is actually killing yourself. It is a form of suicide. I know that. But there is a difference between knowing and getting into my eating disorder. My eating disorder wants me dead. When I am in my sensible mind, I want to live as vivid and as thriving as possible. I want to gain weight. I want to be healthy. I want to do all the beautiful things that are still laying and waiting for me in this life. But it's not for nothing that I'm looking like this at the moment. That is because I do have an eating disorder. And that is killing me. And I can't use my sensible mind all the time to drag me out of it. And as you know, I'm most of the time alone here. I don't have any kind of help anymore. Not psychologically, emotionally, physically, whatever. I have to do this on my own. And yes, my eating disorder is very strong. And also people ask me, do you know what you're scared of? I don't know really yet. I know I'm scared of pain when I eat. I'm scared of losing control when I eat. I'm not scared of gaining weight. I really do want to gain weight. I want to get stronger. So I'm not scared of that. And I think those things, the pain and the loss of control, are two very big ones. And I will think about it more because I still don't know. There must be lots of other things. And also I'm afraid to feel. So when I take good care of myself, I feel much more. And also emotionally, I feel much more. And of course, I have my traumas that get more vivid then when I feel more. And I think I'm fleeing for that as well. I'm scared of that it gets back, and nightmares and the horrible things that happened, etc., etc. So those are 3 things I can think of right now to answer your question on that. Now, quote of the day, because I want to finish with something positive, and I hope it gives you some energy as well, because it does give me energy. It's a quote by Chris Brogan, by the way. I didn't know the guy, and I Googled him, so everybody else can do that. So what I tell you now is just by Google. He is a big boy. He's an advisor of different CEOs, and he's a very rich man, and he's a keynote speaker, and he is a best-selling author, New York Times best-selling author 9 times, and I think he's quite good. So I'm happy to learn from him. And first I'm going to say the quote in Dutch. Sluit geen compromissen. Lees geen waardeloze boeken uit. Als het menu je niet aanstaat, verlaat dan het restaurant. Als je niet op het goede pad bent, sla een andere weg in. I already start smiling when I read it because I really think it's good. It's just like, I'm going to say it in English before I go on. It says, don't make compromises. Don't finish reading worthless books. If you don't like the menu, leave the restaurant. If you're not on the right path, take another road. That's it, and I love it. I love it because it's just like, I don't know how to say that, if there's a word for in English, but it's just like, I don't want to use that word because that's a swearing word actually in English. It's just like, puntje, 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 the whole world. I'm just going to do what I want to do, and nobody tell me otherwise, you know. And right now, I'm just in such a mood, you know, just like, oh, stop telling me what to do. I'm just going to live in the day and listen to myself and do what I want, and not compare myself with other people, and not going to do anything that actually don't really want to, you know? No compromises. If you don't like the food, for example, just don't eat it and take something you like. If you don't like a book, don't finish it because you think I need to finish it. No. If you don't like the movie, take another one. If you're not on the right path, don't judge yourself on it. Don't go on the same path over and over and over and over again. Just take another route. You know, it didn't work, so what the pressure? You know, doesn't matter. That is how you learn in life. You make mistakes. You have setbacks. It's not horrible. It's not nice either. And I wished I had made lots less mistakes in my life. Totally true. And I hope you learn from me how not to do it. I really hope you take that by heart as well. It will save you out a lot of energy and pain. But I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm still able to make choices. So I will. And I will keep on going. And yeah, I hope you're coming along with me because I still love you guys so much. And it's so helpful. And I'm really looking forward again to all your comments. And yeah, we're still in this together, guys. Why do I say guys? That's a stupid word to say right now. But dears, that's better. Okay, well, I'm going to finish it because I always say to myself, don't make this video too long, and it is always far too long. So I'm going to stop it right now, but looking forward to hear from you again and to stay in touch. Know that I think of you, and know that I still keep reading all the comments. Know that I pray for you, that I'm with you in my heart and in my thoughts, and keep sharing, because that is what we're here for. We're here for each other. We're in this together. Mwah! Big hug. Bye.